Okay, guys, so we're going to draw this object today in Inventor. It's actually easier than the angle constraint one I gave you last week because this one you can do with just one extrusion. So if you need the video, keep watching. If not, go ahead and work on it. Right, and those of you who've been sending me questions, thank you, thank you, thank you for sending me screenshots because that helps me help you. Okay, so let's do this is 27. So we're going to go new, standard IPT, create, tell it okay if you get the weird box that pops up. And once again, once we're in our drawing window, we're going to go home. Notice our isometric. And this one I think is best drawn on the front view. So we're going to open up our origin by clicking on the little chevron, and we're going to pick XY. And we're going to do Start 2D Sketch. So, and then as you guys know, you click on line. You keep your lines nice and straight. Make sure things line up. Don't count the blocks. Okay, and then remember, if you go past, I saw a couple of them where people said things wouldn't extrude. What happens is you drew too far, and you just need to click trim, and then trim this guy back, and now you have the end point, and now it will allow you to extrude it. Okay, so now we're going to go into dimension, and starting with our largest dimension is the width. So we're going to pick this guy, drag the number out, and change it to 4, and press enter. And we're going to use our zoom all to get it back on the screen. We're going to click our height here, and this guy is 2.5, which is 2.5. And this guy should be the same, but we're going to check it, and it is. So I'm just going to press escape and not mess with that because you don't want a driven dimension. It just makes your life miserable. So now this measurement here, dimension, click on this guy, and this is supposed to be 3/4, which is 0.75. Same for this guy over here. Now I'm going to show you guys a trick. You could click here and change it to 0.75, but I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard and I'm going to click this equal sign right here. These are your geometric constraints. So if I want this equal to that, I click boom, and it makes it the same size. Okay, now you can see above it, it's got these little equal signs. Those are that tells you that you put a geometric constraint there instead of a numeric constraint. And a numeric constraint is just the dimension. Okay, well, this thing still looks like really wonky, right? Like it's supposed to be a perfect V. So looking at the drawing, it tells me that these angles should be 45 degrees off of the vertical, off of the horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a construction line, and I'm going to draw it from here going this way, and I'm making sure it's perfectly straight, and I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to go dimension. I'm going to pick this guy, and I'm going to pick this guy, and I'm going to make that 45. Okay, now I can use that equal constraint on the other side as well. So I'm going to click equal. I'm going to pick this guy, and I'm going to pick that guy, and notice it makes it perfect. Now there's one thing that you guys do need to do is you need to press escape on your keyboard, and you're going to delete this construction line, which is going to take away that 45-degree angle, but it is still 45 degrees off the horizontal. So this is the entire drawing, y'all, and we're going to click finish sketch. And we're going to bring it back on our screen with our handy little zoom all. We're going to click extrude, and the depth of this thing is 1.5. So there it is in all of its beautiful glory. You can look at it from the front, and you can see that it's a perfect V, which is what we want. And we're going to go ahead and click on home, and we're going to give it a color. We'll make this one gold. Why not? Okay. And now we're going to save it. And save as, remember, save as in your Inventor drawing file. And this one is Inventor 27. Okay. And the reason the number is different is I pulled it out of a different book. You know, we were working off those sheets before where they all had numbers that went in order, but I'm using a different resource for you guys this time. So now we're going to go File, New, PLTWA, Create, fill this in. Project name is Practice, your name, the date. File name is Inventor 27. Tell it OK. OK again. Base, there's your front view. Click straight above it for your top, to the right for your side, and to the corner for your ISO. And then hit OK. Oh, we have something here I want to show you guys that I didn't realize it was going to do this. See where it says scale here on the in the dialog box? If yours says anything other than 1:1, change it. This is a pretty small drawing. It shouldn't auto scale it. Tell it OK. And we're going to move these guys down here, and we're going to, oh, well, the ISO is kind of big and in the way, isn't it? Well, we can do something with just the isometric. So I'm going to see the red dotted line around the isometric. We're going to double click on that. And you guys know you got to change the color, right? Well, we don't, by clicking this button that says shaded, well, we don't want this isometric like hanging out in the middle of space. So under scale, type in 0.75 and tell it OK. And you're just scaling the isometric there. Leave the orthographic exactly the way it at 1:1. And there you go. There's your drawing. Make sure you save it, File, Save As, and let it name it whatever it wants. It's going to want to name it inventor27.idw. Tell it save. Life is beautiful. And you guys know the procedure for turning in virtual kiddos. PDF it, upload it to Canvas. Folks in the room, print it off and leave it in the tray. And that is how you do Inventor 27. So I'll be back in a bit, and I'm going to do 43 for you, which involves holes.